Okay, in the previous video we talked about the graphs of tangent and cotangent. And what I did was I summarized that with this table right here. So if I have tangent, my key points would be these. The circled ones are the ones that would have the vertical asymptotes. I mentioned that tangent has the asymptotes, vertical asymptotes at the half pies. Cotangent has its vertical asymptotes on the whole pies. So I've written the key points out for each one. You need to know these key points in order to graph questions like this. So if you're doing tangent x plus pi over 4, what this means is because there's a plus sign there, it's a type of transformation. You're moving the graph in the opposite direction of this sign. So plus normally would move to the right, however you're moving it to the opposite, so you have to move it to the left. So we're going to move the tangent graph to the left, pi over 4. So what does that mean? It means that these key points that you have right here, they all get shifted over to the left in the amount of pi over 4. So how will we show that shift? Well, what that means is that you're taking each of these key points and you're going to subtract pi over 4 from them, and if you do that, it's going to shift all of them over to the left. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You have to first know what the original key points are. We have a tangent graph, so we're going to start with these key points. I'm just going to go ahead and write out those same key points by doing this. So I have 3 pi over 2 as the last one. I'm circling these to indicate that those are where my normal vertical asymptotes are going to be. So you want to keep that straight, because when you shift them, subtract all of them by pi over 4, you want to know where the new vertical asymptotes are going to be when you redraw the graph. So I'm going to take these original key points I had for tangent that I got before from the graph that I showed in the previous video. I'm going to subtract pi over 4 from each one of these. Minus pi over 4 here, subtract pi over 4. Every single one of these I'm going to subtract pi over 4. Okay? I'm doing this because I'm shifting them all to the left. Now, if this was a minus sign means I would do the opposite operation. I'd be adding pi over 4 to all these. So I need to subtract pi over 4 from every one. So each one of these separately, I'm going to subtract pi over 4, and I'll get my answer. This will get negative 3 pi over 4. That's going to get a circle, because that's going to be my new vertical asymptote when I redraw the graph. This one, 0 minus pi over 4, is negative pi over 4. A half minus a quarter, you'll get a quarter. That's another one that's going to have a vertical asymptote. Because this one's circled, that one's going to be circled. Pi minus 3 pi over 4 means that you're going to get 3 pi over 4. That's 1 minus a quarter is 3 quarters. And then this one, when you subtract those, 3 pi over 2 minus pi over 4, then you're going to get 5 pi over 4, and that's another one that's going to have a vertical asymptote. So we've subtracted all of them through. We're left with this. These are going to be my new key points for the graph, and then the circled ones are going to be the ones that have vertical asymptotes. So now we're going to take this information and we're going to turn it into a graph. So the graph, what we'll do is we'll start it right here, and I want to put my key points. Here's negative pi over 4. I have negative 3 pi over 4, so those are the ones that are negative. Then I have positive pi over 4 here, 3 pi over 4, and 5 pi over 4. So here's all my new key points. I have a vertical asymptote at the ones that are circled. So I have one there, I have another one at pi over 4, another one at 5 pi over 4, so these are going to be your new vertical asymptotes. The graph itself is a tangent graph, and normally the tangent graphs will look like the cube graphs, so it's going to go and look exactly like this. That would be considered two full periods. And notice the only difference is it looks normally just like this, except we moved the whole graph this direction. We moved it to the left, and we moved it over to the left in amount of pi over 4.